we have a serial entrepreneur who is coming in here right now. 10 businesses. I think he sold 4 of them. Founder of Rebound Fashion. He has a crazy low ticket offer that I think every marketer inside of D2C should look at and get inside and explore. I honestly do think that. He is the co-host of the Business Brain podcast. He is the one and only Shannon Jean. Shannon, get inside here. Get inside this show, brother.
Oh,
hey guys, there he is. There he is.
What? My head is so much bigger than yours.
You know, it's okay because it's looking good, Shannon.
There we go.
Yeah, we're looking good,
brother. And man, I have been finding you and following you across the interwebs for some time, my friend. And I find what you're doing so interesting, equipping and helping and empowering people to actually get out there, find unique product, acquire it, source it, and then sell it in various places. I think this is a totally unexplored, largely left aside slice of e-commerce in my network. I can say for sure. And there's real opportunity here. If you would, I'd love for you to just start from just giving people background on you, how you became to where you are now, you know, having this large community, helping people get there and get into reselling, et cetera. If you just give us some foundational pieces on you, I think that would be awesome to start with.
Yeah. I've been a reseller my whole life. I got started, I followed the rise, fall, and rise again of the Apple ecosystem and loved technology and wanted to get into it. And right out of college, just started my first company and quickly learned the value of selling parts and components versus the whole of things and looking at every different angle to differentiate ourselves to be different in the marketplace. And the profit for us was always on the trailing edge of technology, right? Apple and the other, larger companies sucked up all the margin and the brand new stuff. So we were always in the refurbished market or the second, third generation market. And it was awesome. I mean, built a bunch of companies, loved technology. Fast forward, a couple decades and sold some of those businesses and had a pretty big exit to like 2018. Wanted to see if I could take that same tech systems that I had used and sell something completely different. So of course I sold luxury handbags, which I know nothing about, but I know that my wife and my daughter went nuts every time I got, I always say I had 85,000 iPhones in my warehouse and it didn't impress anybody, but a couple dozen handbags and the women in my life lost their mind.
All right. That's all that matters.
Crazy. Yeah, that's right. So started that business, ramped it up, did about $4 million in sales over that 3.5 year experiment.
Awesome.
And then got involved in X and started talking about my journey. I've had this podcast for about 12 years, Business Brain, and we always talk about stuff. And my co-host like, you got to get on X, is really interesting. And I was like, really? I had like 35 followers back in January, February of 2024. And now we've got, about 175,000 followers across platforms and push out about 10 million views of content every week. And just
every
month. I didn't get you too excited.
Wow.
I mean, that's still incredible. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so I've just started sharing what I did and started talking. And I didn't have an offer. I had nothing. I was just like, well, I'll share, I'll talk. And it was cool. I met people that I will be friends with my whole life that I interact with daily on X, guys that I travel with every year that we meet up. And so along the way, I started talking about reselling and buying product at auctions, buying Costco customer returns. And that's like my bread and butter. I didn't think anybody would be interested in that at all. But they were. It was nuts. I did my first post. I talked about exercise equipment. It was like $16,000. It sold for $500, and I picked up over 5,000 followers overnight on that one post. And so I started kind of leaning into it more. Had some people kept asking me, "Will you coach me? Will you do this?" And I did a little bit of that, but I started this community basically from people that subscribed to me on X, because X was like, hey, you can have subscribers now. And I'm like, nobody's going to subscribe to me. What do they want to, it's ridiculous. But sure enough, all of a sudden I had 100 subscribers. And it was a nightmare. Yeah, trying to manage them. So I had a buddy, guy in one of my content groups said, you need to start a community, start a mastermind. And so started the mastermind about a year ago. So in April of 2025, we had 200 members. And this morning we're just about at 3,200 members in our mastermind.
Man.
Yeah.
I love that.
Wow. And I charge $5 because I think reselling is the most accessible form of entrepreneurship. And that's what we're teaching. We're teaching entrepreneurship, but we're kind of side loading it by teaching people, look, you can make an extra $100,000 this year selling stuff out of your garage.
I love
I can show you how to do it. You know,
I have a direct story with that with Costco liquidation, where we were moving to Charlotte. We needed a new couch. We found this guy. He's selling couches from Costco liquidation, and he drops off this incredible brand new couch. And we're talking to him. He's a student at UNC, and I was talking about his business, and he's like, "Yeah, I pull in over $100,000 a year, and I'm still a student full time at UNC." Can you talk to us a little bit more about this Costco liquidation division? Because I feel like I barely got to figure it out just from him, and I feel like nobody knows about this.
Right. No, you're right. So Costco offers this crazy, return program. You just bring it back forever. Other than consumer electronics, they just don't care. It's a marketing, play for them, right? And it gets people in the door, increases their membership, and they're an awesome company. And the great thing about Costco is they have some of the best buyers on earth, right? They do over 250 billion a year in sales. They know what people want. So you are borrowing their expertise by buying either their excess inventory, and they're not all returns, brand new stuff, as well as floor samples stuff comes out, as well as their returns, and buying that product and flipping it. And you can move it in. People do a lot. The big items, it's a Facebook marketplace play. Used to be Craigslist, but marketplace took that away.
Yeah.
So we've got folks in the mastermind that are like, say, we had an AMA with a seller last night. She started in September 2025, and she sold over 600 rugs from Costco, average profit about $100, extra $60,000 in, extra $8-10 a month. This is a mom. Yeah. And it really works. The best part about this, the reason why I love talking about it, because it really works. I just see people doing it and just like, this is it. So we try to teach systems, and the products are kind of secondary because they're so available, whether you buy from B-Stock, Gov Deals, Liquidation.com, all these different companies. That's a flood of returns for Amazon, all these places. But if you build the systems behind the scenes and you understand how to inventory and marketing and what a credibility funnel is and all this kind of stuff, you can make money at this product every single day.
Wow. Well, what I love several things that you have already said. Number one, the motivation or kind of undergirding foundation here is entrepreneurship and possibility. And I feel deeply that, most of our audience is working in the Shopify ecosystem, some slice of e-commerce, et cetera. But the undergirding principle, the reason you get into the internet selling business is for freedom. It's possibility. It's entrepreneurship. And there's something so strong about that. And then number two, you're using reselling to teach systems that enable people to thrive at this. And I know that there are a lot of marketers that were just like me that have made a number of companies a lot of money. And God bless all the people that hired us everywhere that we went. But I know that there's also this ache inside a lot of them. It's like, I want to do something for myself. I do. I want to have something that works with systems that I can source and honestly, everybody needs a few or many few dollars extra every month as well. And so this seems like such a practical entrance to that. And I mean, it sounds like not only are people, you're helping people find the source, Costco, other places, et cetera, but they're also thriving on, I think, a lot of these formats that too few people in our community even know about, like Whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And things like that. Can you talk about Whatnot?
Yeah.
I've been following Mindy and Reseller Row and seeing some of the things happening. Awesome. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So what's been great about this community is it's like, the cream rises to the top. You get to meet the rock stars like Mindy, Kip, Roland, Joe Poole. These guys are all up on X that I've been pushing. Hey, build your brand, this kind of thing. And to your point, live selling has changed the game, right? If there are massive volumes of inventory available to buy at pennies on the dollar that are really tough to sell because there's just so much. And you're going to list these on eBay one at a time or packets, and you're going to do all this stuff. Live selling changes everything. Basically, we have people standing in front of pallets with gaylords, grabbing the stuff, holding it up. Everything from, until you've watched somebody live sell a pallet of Costco food, customer returns of food, you don't know anything. Yeah, you don't know anything about what people will buy. And we just had one of our guys, Braden Flack, where he got a little deal on some protein bars, went up on Whatnot, and TikTok auctions too are hot right now, and started moving them. Reached out to the supplier, bought 17,000 of these built protein bars, and now he's moving them every single day. These folks are making like $1,000 in an hour on a live show in an hour. It's insane, man, and it's real. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I love it. I'm here for it.
Could you go, Colin?
Could you talk a little bit about some of these niches that you're mentioning? So I know the furniture one that we got the couch off there. You just mentioned the built protein bars. Are there some of these niches where you think you don't have time to explore them right now? They're just total blue oceans. You would just wish, hey, there's like 3 or 4 industries you could go after and make $100,000 if you just nail it out of the park.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of the, if you're mechanically inclined, the pressure washer industry is ridiculous. And Costco probably sells more pressure washers than Lowe's and Home Depot combined. And you can buy them. The price points are insane, and we've got sellers doing $30,000 a month moving pressure washers, customer returns. You have to do some repair work. This is a simple business, but it's not easy, right? You're going to get your hands dirty. We try to get people on board with that. Another spot is their niche is health and beauty. Costco sells 3-ounce, jars of goop made by these French companies that sells for $400 or $500. That's a business I want to be in. How do I sell this tiny little thing that, your spouse is going to buy for $400 and you can buy them at pennies on the dollar? You need a lot of credibility in that space because people don't trust you. So there's a whole credibility funnel of how to build that, how to share what your noble cause is. Lots of nuance that people miss. And they're just like, I'm going to buy that, and I know I'm going to sell it because it's a good price. But that doesn't always work. So that's the systems part of it that we try to help people really gain and grow over time, start small. Couches, you mentioned, huge. If you live in a college town, you need to be in a couch business, man, because you're leaving money on the table because every college kid needs a new couch every spring, every fall, every frat house. Yeah, it's wild. So the great thing is once you kind of get into this, you go walk around Costco and go, oh, I'm going to see that in a couple months. That product's coming back, whether it's, and even, apparel, licensed apparel is incredible. NFL, MLB, NBA, that product, and all these sellers, whether you buy from Target, you could buy them from Dick's Sporting Goods store. There's all this, there's just, I can't tell you how much product is available. It is insane. On typical day up on the Costco auction site, there's over 300 auctions happening every single day that you can go up and buy. Everything from health and beauty, toys, outdoor stuff. Right now, outdoor patio furniture, I think, is another great one because it's big and bulky. So it's kind of a moat. People don't want to deal with it. But if you can, this is a problem-solving business. There's no doubt about it. And the better you are, maybe all businesses are, right? The better you are at solving problems, the more you'll succeed here. And you finding that niche. We also like big industrial stuff, like buying volume of bathroom equipment, kitchen gear, all the stuff, Kohler, different brands. But you have to build your network out. You got to know property managers, real estate stagers, contractors, house flippers. You build that network first, and then you share the opportunity. Hey, I'm a liquidator for Kohler. I'm a liquidator for Lowe's. I have this product available. Do you buy this product? Again, you borrow their expertise and let them set the price. Then you go buy it and flip it to them. You've got a built-in customer. It really works. You do it backward. You don't buy it and sit on it and try to find a customer.
That's smart.
Wow, that's really smart.
Shannon, I want you, if you would, you don't have to go full open cupboard, open kimono here, but I would love you to double click on some of these systems here, because I think the things that you're mentioning, it's building out your network, finding a problem and then, going back and solving that with inventory, et cetera. And I'd love you to explore this a little more, when it comes to sourcing inventory. Is there a certain math that you're looking for?
Absolutely.
People, buying at this rate and then only doing so because it can sell here. Would you double click on that for us?
Yeah, sure. I like that term, double click. So one of the first things we teach people when they get in our mastermind is don't buy anything. Stop, because buying is the sexy part, right? It's fun.
Yeah, right.
It's great, but you can get in the hole pretty quick. So we tell them, hey, start reselling stuff you already own. One great thing, walk around with your spouse. They'll tell you exactly what to get rid of. You start flipping that product, seeing what you can do. Then you work your way up, start like with Costco. Okay, let's look at these products. We teach them to buy with math and sell with emotion, not the other way around. Because if you buy with emotion and you're excited and you keep bidding up the auction, the math will never work. So you should know exactly what you can sell anything for before you buy it. All the data is there. Every AI model, whether you're using Claude or Perplexity, and you can build these tools out that'll tell you exactly what it's selling for on eBay, who the big sellers on Facebook Marketplace. So it's research that makes your money, not the buying. The buying is secondary. So you build that out first. Yeah. And then we teach them about this credibility funnel. It's in my world, it's more important than the sales funnel, because we're typically selling on platforms, marketplaces that they're driving traffic to you. Now, once you build up some traffic and you start to get, hey, sign up for my newsletter, then we shift into like a Shopify store so you can build out your own brand, that kind of thing. But the credibility funnel is the first is, why should they trust you? Because nobody trusts you. They don't know you. It's why I have a hard time selling a $500 jar of goop, because they look at this dude with a beard and say, I don't believe that guy. Right. And when I was selling handbags, I never had a picture of myself without my wife next to me, because I wanted them to think they were buying from her. Right. And I have an unfair advantage is my name. So they think they were buying from a woman. So
there we go.
You got to lean into it, man. And so we teach this whole system, this flywheel about, why are you credible? Share a little bit about yourself. What's your noble cause? I want to retire my wife. I want to build something for my kids. And a lot of these people, their kids are watching them like level up in their life and in their business. And, the kids learn by osmosis, man. And this is a start of building generational wealth. It sounds really like trivial. Oh, you're a reseller. And it gets kind of poo-pooed a little bit. But brother, I have seen people's life change. I have people sending me briskets from Snake River Farms thanking me for changing their life, man. So it really works. It really works. And it drives me, and I get goosebumps just talking about it. I can't stop talking about it because it's real. And it does everybody, to your point, everybody wants something of their own. And whether you need to make two grand a month or 50 grand a month, you can start with reselling and learn how to build a business. And it really works. And I love it, man.
Yes, man. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man.
I was really good friends with a guy in college who he was very into sneaker reselling, where he worked at Foot Locker, huge business. By the end of it, he was clearing six figures every year, and he was 21 in college, just flipping sneakers.
That's awesome.
Can you talk a little bit about what's going on with that specific industry? I mean, it feels like they kind of had these up and down, where you used to be able to grab sneakers and you'd resell them for
big time.
It used to tank. So are you seeing that with other industries where it used to really pop off and now it's kind of fizzled out a little bit more?
Yeah, there's always cycles, right? And you need to ride the waves of what's popular. Exactly. If there's like, when you start researching what's out there, you need to look at these products and you need to be able to prove that there is a market for it. A great example is Costco sold this year around the holidays these like expansion boot things that went on your legs, that kind of squeezed your legs back and forth, and it was like for therapy or whatever.
Yeah.
They were all over Costco's, and then you see them all of a sudden. There were thousands of them, on the auction sites over and over and over. And you could just go, man, there's something going here. These things are not, they did not hit this year. Last year it was like mini rice cookers, these little rice cookers. There was probably 200,000 or 300,000 of them that went through the auction site. So you need to look at what's trending in the market. Using Claude will tell you what people are searching for, using Google Trends. This is science. It's not gambling. We're not in Vegas throwing the dice. I like to gamble as much as the next guy, but not with my money. So you want to know, you can't buy anything unless you already know what you can sell it for. And then once you build this foundation out, then you start experimenting. Your last guest was on talking about products that you could plug into your system here. It's the same in reselling. It's like, oh, I'm big in pressure washing. What's next for me? Can I sell components? Can I sell hoses? Can I sell these other things? I'm doing couches. Why can't I do rugs? Can I do this? So I believe really that boring products can make you far richer than buying hot, trendy sneakers, because the market shifts so quick. Like, I'd rather sell industrial door hinges than a pair of, Yeezy, slippers that are not going to be worth anything in 6 months. So that's just, but I have the customer before I buy the product, right? You flip it around the other way.
I love Shannon, that. There's a lot of wisdom coming out from you here that I think are applicable.
It's a gray hair.
So many things that we do every day and in every way. Man, I appreciate you making the time and joining us. But before you go, number one, I want to have you back. Will you come back? I'm okay. You heard it. You heard it here first.
I talk about this stuff every day, whether I'm here or not. So it doesn't matter.
Good. Nice. Man, number two for marketers, for founders, anybody that's listening now, and there's something resonating, man, I wanted to tell everybody, where can they find you? And of course, there's a community where you start in the education, but I imagine you got something further beyond that too. Can you just lay it out for us, all the things that you do, so people can work with you, talk to you,
absolutely. So you could just find me, Shannon Jean, up on X. That's my main platform, but up on Instagram, YouTube, push out all over the place. The mastermind, it's $5 a month. It's shannonjean.com/mastermind.
Crazy.
We're almost at 3,200 members. There's people. I'm not the most important person up there anymore, which is awesome. For every business owner, when you hit that, you're like, oh, this is great. I'm not the superhero. I don't have to be. But I talk about this stuff every day. I'm happy to help anybody, happy to connect, point you in the right direction, build out your network. If you want to find the list of all these auction sites, it's just shannonjean.com/auctions. Doesn't cost you anything. You can get the whole list there's like over 200 auction sites out there, everything from Amazon to Costco to Lowe's. All that product is out there, and it's waiting. These companies they need you to come buy this product. And, and don't ignore, man, there's money on the table for anybody that wants to get involved.
Money on the table, brother. We appreciate you, man. And we appreciate you enabling the American dream for a bunch of
I love it. I'm here for it.
Thank you, brother.